Hello, this is Stylish, aka Another Day from Team Liquid. Uh, Today I'm going to do a TDC first-person VOD on a quite common build order. I choose the map Othello because it's the map of the week this week on iCup. So the build I'm going to show you here is a build that Flash used versus GG Play on Athena, a month ago or something like that. So I haven't invented it myself or anything like that. I just tried to create what he did, and it took me like 10 or 15 single player tries to get every timing perfect. What you see here, basically I just keep my hands warmed up by spamming the unnecessary spam in the beginning of every game. So I started doing the ordinary 9 supply. And from that supply I take the SV, making that supply to make a barrack. And I don't know if you noticed, but I use the F3, F4 and F2 buttons a lot. I have F3 on my natural expansion command center, F2 on my main command center, and F4 on my macro area where I have my factories and barracks. So in the beginning, when there isn't really that much going on, I use that time to set every location the way I want it. When you made the barrack with your 12th SV or the 11th, I don't know, it's 12 of 18, you use that one to scout, and then you just make sure to keep making SVs. And here's a nice trick: if you play single player, always type power overwhelming, or the computer might do something really cheesy on you, like 6 pull or something like that, and that will really fuck up your build order. Normally you should do a supply on 15 with a 15th SV coming out of the command center, but since I'm only going to do 1 marine of the barrack before I expand, I will use the SV that finished making the barrack and make supply with him. So it will be like a 16 supply instead of a 15, but it won't really matter because the supply will be finished in time for making the second rhyme when I have cash for it. So when the marine is finished, you should take an SV at the same time as the marine is finished. You should take an SV to your expansion, and you get 400 minerals in the perfect time. And you see there, my supply was finished. So when I make my second marine, when I have cash for my second marine, I also have supply for my second marine. And then usually I just press hold position on my SV in the enemy base, so I keep him in his base, so he won't disturb me or anything like that. Okay, so the key to this very build is the SV making the 3rd supply. The 3rd supply should be made on 22 of 26, and that SV is going to make first. He's going to make the 3rd supply, obviously. Then he's going to make a barrack. Then he goes and make an eBay, and from there he makes the factory and the starport and the science facility. So he's basically the key SV in this whole build order, and that's what makes this build order pretty easy to remember as well when you practice it. And at the same time as your refinery finishes, you should transfer SVs to your expansion, so they will arrive in the perfect time. While you're making the barrack, keep making marines and SVs at all time, and when you feel like you have cash for it, you should make an academy. It should be made like when your second rack is almost finished. Like here I do it on 32 supply, and that's pretty good. So when the second barrack finishes, I should make an eBay. But right before you make eBay, make sure to make another supply. Like just before you make the eBay. You can see I take SV here, and I make that supply in that specific position. I will tell you more about that later when I go through the replay. And then I make the engineering bay. just keep making SVs and Marines, and be sure to know when the academy is going to finish. You can see here I have time to make those Marines, but then the academy is soon going to be finished, and I want to make two medics as soon as possible. So I stop my Marine production like a few seconds before the academy is finished, and then I immediately upgrade stim packs and make 2 medics. And after those 2 medics are finished, the eBay should be finished as well, and then stop production again. You see, I made them, but then I canceled them again because I didn't have the right time there. But so after those 2 medics, just make the factory as fast as possible, and then 2 medics again, or a medic and a firebat, or 2 firebats, depending on if you scout him making masslings or something like that. Unless we finished making the academy, should make a supply depot as soon as possible. And while the factory is like halfway done, you should start your refinery in your expansion, because this you're gonna take 2 vessels pretty fast with this build order, and you need pretty fast gas. So you can notice that I made the concept station pretty late, when the factory is almost finished. This will give you time to scan his base at like 6 minutes and 50 seconds or something. So you will have like 5 or 10 seconds to start making turrets. Again, this build order is specifically designed to beat 3-hatch Mula play from Zerg, which is pretty ordinary anyway. So now I use my scans, and as you could see, I sent an SV up to the cliff position in my expansion, like 1 second before the scan finished, so he will be there in time, because it will take some extra time to get an SV up there. And then basically I start making my turrets when my starport is almost finished, and when it's done with the starport, I immediately make a science facility. So the turret should be up in like at 7 minutes and 10 seconds, and the module is popped right then, so you will have some time to get them up. And then move up Marines to your main, so you can be there and be ready to stim. You don't have to add machine shop or control tower directly. Machine shop you can add like after you start making your starport, like a few seconds after you start making your starport. So you will have exactly 3 tanks when your first vessel pops. And the control tower you can add when the science facility is like 1/3 done or something like that. And also be sure to make 1 extra eBay like when you start making your science facility, so they will finish this at the same time. As you can see, that eBay there will finish soon, and you can start to upgrade armory, and the 1 attack will finish like right about now. It's almost the perfect timing actually, and then you can start making the second upgrade once your science facility is finished. And when you've made a vessel, start making a vessel and another tank there, and your upgrades, then you add 3 more barracks to make it 5 barrack, 1 factory, and 1 starport build. And then right before your vessel pops out, you should move your units that you had in your main to your natural again, so you can be ready to move out. When the vessel is ready, you should have 3 tanks, 2 groups of marines, and 1 group of medics with like 6 medics or something like that. And you should start upgrading siege mode at the same time as your vessel pops, because then you will get siege mode upgrade like a few seconds before you arrive at the Zerg base. And this push is moving out from your natural at 9 minutes instead of the standard 9 minutes and 40 seconds. So that's 40 seconds earlier, and still you will have like almost 100 supplies, so that's a really good build order. Right after your first vessel pops out, you should make a dropship instead of a second vessel. I think I made it just like 1 or 2 seconds too slow here, but it's decent timing anyway. So be sure to fill it with like 6, 7 or 8 units, because 4 units is not gonna do it anymore. And when you're outside his natural, your vessel will have like exactly 100 energy when your dropship passes your army, because I usually drop his main and attack his natural at the same time. So when he's coming from both sides and trying to flank me, I spread and micro versus his army, and at the same time my dropship comes and I dematrix it, so his Scourge must choose to attack the dropship with like 6 Scourge or something, or my vessel, and everything becomes pretty chaotic. And 100 energy is achieved at the same time as the dropship passes your main army. Well, so that's basically it, and from there on you just keep making marines and supply them, and be sure to add a 6th barrack as soon as possible, while still keeping your macro and micro up. And also be sure to add a 2nd starport when you feel like you have gas enough to keep constant science facility macro. And then you just play 6 barrack, 1 factory and 2 starports, and take an expansion, and from there on you can just improvise. There you don't have to have a specific build order. Anyway, so that was the first part of this first person VOD, and now I'm gonna go through the replay with you guys and get a bit more into some details and some important things to think about. So oh yeah, and the replay speed is fucked up here. I don't really know why. Sometimes when I play single player, I think it happens to you as well. The time is it's inaccurate somehow. So, like for example, when I make my turret here, it should be at 7 minutes and 10 seconds, but it's like at 9 minutes or something here on this replay. I don't know why. So it's bugged. So I will tell you the times instead of, so you don't have to look at the actual time in the right corner there. Anyway, so this is very key. You take this SCV. I pause here so I can explain. Once it's finished, you make a barrack, so you can just shift click it to that position at the same time. Then you make eBay there, and factory, and then starport, and then science facility. So this, and then you, when the science facility is ready, you start making more barracks with that SCV. So that SCV is very key in the build order. As you can see, I move it to the different locations. Exactly when the building is done, I shift clicked my SCV to the new location where I'm supposed to start my build order. So he reminds me of what I'm supposed to do. So it's really easy to remember what to do when you do this build order. Oh yeah, and the supply depot, I make it here because then you get more vision. So if he decides to do some cheesy all-in circling rush or something, you will have more time to react and pull your SCVs, and then you can kill him. So now I made my eBay, and then I go direct to the factory, and then start working in the science facility. It's pretty easy actually. Be sure during this time, be sure to make 1 SCV making supply at all times. When it's finished the supply, make another supply, then another supply at all time when you're taking up to the science facility. Oh yeah, and here I'm trying to show that this timing it's all wrong, because now soon it should be 7 minutes. I make my turrets. I start making my turrets at like I think 6:50 or something like that. The turrets should start making with the starport is almost finished, and the turrets should be finished when the science facility is just started making. Okay, that was me speaking in Swedish. I think somehow I got that one on the recording. Anyway, so I don't know if there are any more important stuff to talk about here. The vessel pops out at approximately 9 minutes, and you should move out directly after that. So that's why I call this the 9-minute push time versus Zerg. Yeah, and you will have 3 tanks. So they will have siege mode at the same time as you arrive to space. And here, the colors are going nuts. I don't know why, but anyway, I'm finished anyway. So I hope that you can learn from this video, and you should really try to do this and practice on iCup and on single player. So until we until you see me again, good luck and have fun.